Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of True North TV, brought to you by HN Media, the same studios that bring you Viking Radio and HNHS Today.
We see highs in the upper 50s maybe before we go into the next week.
All right, so let's finish this.
I'm Zach Kreiger, I'm just here.
He's our guest today. This here is a new show that's called True North TV, and I'm your host, Van, and I'm joined here with my special co-hosts.
Yes, I am Blaine Brown. I'm the resident co-host here.
I'm Zach Kreiger, I'm just here.
He's our guest today. Today is actually a very special episode, not only because it's our first, but because it's my 18th birthday. Anywho, let's move on and discuss our guest here, Zachary, and everything that he has done. I'm going to start by asking you, why are you involved in HN Media?
Well, you know, I think my brother had a really big impact. He's younger than me. He's 3 years younger than me, but he had a really big impact when it came to, he was involved in tech and I was jealous, so I just said, you know what, I'm going to get involved in something bigger than you, so I did. But fast forward, I think the first time I walked into HNHS Today and I saw everybody, I knew who you were, I knew who Ethan was, I didn't really know anybody else. I was just like, who are these people? Why am I in this group with them? It really, going from then to now, it was a huge jump, I guess.
There is something you discussed that your brother was heavily involved in HN Media, and then he's done a lot for us. And he has made us a branding guide, correct? You know, to follow when we need to make segments to keep everything quality in order, make it look cohesive. Zachary, do you follow the branding guide?
Yeah. Anything that I make in Mr. Butler's digital design class, which we'll get to later, I will any logo or any design problem that I fix and help with, I will 100% follow the branding guide. There's one thing that I don't follow, and there's two different fonts that we use, Corporate S Pro and Elza Text, and I will use Corporate S Pro till I die. But
we don't use Corporate S Pro anymore. We now use Elza. It looks a lot cleaner.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's the fact
it's
that
the same thing.
Corporate S Pro was leaving Adobe stock.
Really?
That's why.
I was completely unaware of that, but now we use Elza, but he also uses other fonts that I enjoy, but I know that our producer, Nathaniel.
Oh,
Nathan,
my other favorite.
His brother.
My favorite font is Comic Sans. Yeah.
Because it's comical.
It is. It's great.
So besides the branding guide and how well you follow it and how well you listen to your brother, that brings me to the next question. Who do you work well with in this class?
So there's a few people, actually.
Oh, really? Who would they be?
The person I work with to work...
You got this.
I feel like when it comes to filming stuff, and I have someone to help me film, is Aiden Wilson. He's good at filming stuff. If I were to like do a joint feature with someone, I think either Blaine or Parker. It depends on what kind of feature it is. I work well with you when it comes to getting stuff set up.
Which I appreciate you for. I really do.
And I feel like I like to mess with people a lot, but I also like to listen and hear what they have to say.
I noticed that working with you on a project yesterday.
Yeah. And when it comes to, I just think I can work with everybody in H&HS today at least once, and it'll be fine. But you know, it also gets to a point where there's a lot of people who want to be the alpha, and that just doesn't work in a setting like
The
this.
alpha?
Like
The
they
alpha.
want to take over.
Oh.
Yeah.
You work well with those people.
Yep.
Does that mean that those people have helped you produce the best project you think, in your own eyes, that you've done?
I think the best project that I've helped on is probably the first two Peter Cassidys. Peter Cassidy is a good friend of mine.
He's wonderful. I love having
he
him
is
around.
wonderful. I love Peter Cassidy.
He's actually out recording today. Actually.
He is actually recording today,
Yeah.
so
We weren't able to bring
possibly
him in.
might be one coming up here pretty soon. But I just think that working that was the best feature I've worked on. The best feature I've done last year when we were going on fall break. That was my favorite feature I've done personally. It was when I was asking people whether they're going on fall break, and that was the first time we met Nathan Kreiger.
Oh, I was unaware of
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah.
Last year?
Yep, you
I don't
met
remember
Nathan
that.
last year, technically.
Technically.
I don't remember
Technically,
that at
yeah.
all.
I do not remember that feature, but I'm sure if you still have your hands on it.
I will show you it. I do have my hands on it still, yeah.
Perfect. So you work well with people, and that reflects on how well a project is done. As we've discussed, would you say that working with people is your favorite part of the class, or is it something else?
Yeah, I guess it all comes down to the type of personality the person has. If they have a bad personality, then it's going to be hard to work with them, but I'll still do it, obviously. But if someone, I guess you can say it's one of my favorite parts. Another favorite part of mine is just getting to know people. That's a good part. That's always good to have in life. And learning how to work in an environment that you might not have the best idea, but you still can put out your ideas.
Zachary, you're in HN Media, and you've mentioned this before, but you're not just a part of True North TV or HNHS Today.
Yep.
You're a part of the graphic design program in Mr. Butler's class. Why?
So I needed a filler class, so I was like, okay. Mr. Altman said good things about him. I had never met the guy until this year.
He intimidates me a little bit.
He's an intimidating person, but he's a great guy. The class is a learn at your own pace and self-learn.
Very self-learn.
Very self-learn, yeah.
Very similar to this one.
Very similar to this one, yes. Yeah, if you don't know how to do stuff, don't take this class. But it's a slow process.
Hang on. I don't want you to dog on this class too
No,
much.
no,
Because you do have to take the first two classes.
Yeah, you have to
first.
take the
It's not like
first
you know
two,
nothing coming
yeah.
into this class.
Yeah.
We don't want to shame this class.
No, for sure.
No. But going back to
You learn the basics.
the first year is you learn the basics. It's a short, learn at your own pace. The first semester at least, and we're still in the first. I don't know what holds in the second semester, but just knowing how to do what I know how to do, because I redesigned this hallway over here in the HN Media wing. I've created logos. I've created
Pathos and ethos as well.
pathos and ethos.
It's a little English joke.
It's an English joke.
It's
You
an
wouldn't get
English
it. You're not in expository writing.
I'm
You're
in
in speech,
English.
though.
I'm in speech too.
Speech
yeah.
explains it.
Yeah.
Speech talks about
I
it.
love speech. Speech is great
Speech was
here.
a wonderful class. It was my
It's-
favorite. I
it's-
was the only freshman in mine. Or I was
you-
like one of the only 3 freshmen.
You have to learn to find the fun parts in speech.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
There are a lot
There's
of,
enough freedom in there, I feel.
There is a lot of freedom in there.
There's a lot of freedom in there, but there's also a lot of people who don't understand this freedom, and they make really boring presentations.
Yeah, it's true.
Like really boring.
But no, I think Blaine is also in the class with me, and going.
So is weather reporter Parker Ellenberg.
So is weather reporter Parker Ellenberg. But I've actually done stuff in digital design for my speech class, so I guess that kind of puts them together. But
It's a nice project. I've definitely used TV productions as a
helper for
way
other classes.
to
Yeah.
use other classes. Like if I had to do a a project. Oh, I can do a video, and I'm here
It's funny.
to. I have the resources to these
Yeah.
things to make the projects, but
It's actually, honestly, it's very helpful that now, last year we didn't have, the media stuff was not very close together. We had digital design like on the opposite side of the school from.
digital design and radio and TV were in 3 separate parts
yeah,
of the
6 separate
building.
quadrants.
They did
And
a
so, like, it was really convenient for me, like, a week ago, because I was making a logo for something. And Mr. Butler was just right next door.
Yeah, he's
so I
right
just go
there.
over and I'm like, hey, Mr. Butler, can you show me how to do this?
You don't have to get a pass and walk all the way down.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Very
but-
nice. And occasionally Mr. Butler does pop in here, and it's very fun to have a conversation with Mr. Butler about Kanye West.
Ah, yes.
So moving on from high school and what we're doing now, as seniors, our semester's ending.
We have one more.
We're moving. We have to start applying to colleges if we're going. We have to. I mean, you don't have to, obviously, but you gotta
If you have to.
if you have to. Plans come into place, and you gotta go with them. I mean, unless your plan is to just stay at home, and that's completely okay. But that brings me to the question, Zach. What are you gonna do with your life when you're out of here? I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so I work for McDonald's. I work for corporate. I don't work in Huntington, but I work in Fort Wayne up in Coventry. And through that, that's a corporate store, and they partnered with Colorado Technical University. And every crew member that works is getting a free bachelor's degree to any of their programs that they've offered. Yeah, majors. Yeah. And if you're a manager, work at least 20 hours a week, you get to get a free, it's not bachelor's, it's master's. You get a free master's
You
degree.
get a free master's.
Masters. That's 6 years.
Yeah, that's 6 years of schooling.
Well,
I have a
okay, so
master's
their program, you can get your master's in 4 years if you do all your stuff as fast as you can.
Oh, so you're going to be there for 6 years then?
I'm not gonna be there for 6 years. I'm gonna be there for 4 years, but
But you're not getting a master's.
I'm gonna be majoring in marketing.
Yes. That's what my
And,
dad does.
my idea is I want to be a social media manager for somebody. I feel like I'm really social media intelligent, and I feel like when I'm on social media, I'm more of a Wendy's type of social media.
More of a
where-
Wendy's
You
type, more of a
definitely
Gen
are
Z
more of a
type.
Wendy's type
Yeah.
of social media. Or Radio Shack.
Wendy's
I
is
love
very
Radio
much
Shack.
was the blueprint for every other chain going off the rails when it comes to media.
Buffalo Bills.
At least
I
on
wanna be
Twitter.
Buffalo Bills.
I want to be the Buffalo Bills media manager. So
This has been the first episode of True North TV. I am truly grateful for all of HN Media and HNHS Today crew members.